I do not encourage nor condone any of the actions performed or products shown in this video. All of the videos are produced in a safe and controlled environment. Do not attempt to replicate any of the actions performed during this video.
Hello friends, you made it. Welcome to the video. I hope you got here safe. Today I'm hoping that we can relax together for a little bit. I have some warm tea prepared. It is quite cold outside today, hence why my preparations. So warm tea is in hand. Get yourself a hot, nice beverage and let's talk about some things, whatever comes to mind. I will have some Cigarettes After Sex playing in the background, specifically a cover by a guy that I adore here on YouTube. His channel is called Bloom/Pool and he has the most beautiful cover of Cry by Cigarettes After Sex that I've ever heard. So that is going to be playing in the background while we chat. So yeah, let's light this up. L&M Blue Fine Cut. I haven't even taken a sip of this tea. I'm so excited. The first sip of a tea I feel like is the most scary because your mouth is still not used to the warmth, and so you're like, oh, is it going to be too hot? Is it going to be too hot? And then sometimes it is, sometimes it's just right. Today it's like borderline. It's a little bit too much, but it's almost just right. It's chamomile tea. I don't know if I said that. Oh, this brings me to the first point I'd like to talk about today, which is my attention span. My attention span has been absolutely, and I will use the slang term, cooked. There's something that happens to me daily that I've just got to a point that I'm just too tired of it and I'm actually beginning to make changes, which is, for example, this happened today. This is an example from today. I was watching a YouTube video about how to write like a philosopher, how to journal like a philosopher. And so I was about to go pick up my journal to practice the things that I saw in the video. Somehow I got distracted along the way, and next time I regained consciousness of myself, I was in the bathroom trimming my split ends, because I saw a video yesterday on TikTok on how to trim your split ends at home. And so I was like pretty advanced in the process of trimming my split ends in the bathroom, and something clicked in my brain and I regained consciousness of myself, and I was like, this is not what I was going to do. I was going to pick up my journal and practice the things that I saw in the video. Also, if I look a little bit greasy, my makeup has been on my face since this morning, and right now it's actually quite late. It's 10 p.m. This is usually the time I go to sleep at, so this is almost like I'm doing an all-nighter. No, I'm kidding. But it's a little bit late for me. And so I really want to work on my attention span, and don't think that I have ADHD or some sort of attention disorder. At least I am not diagnosed with any, and so I will do everything in my power to fix it to my best ability, you know. If one day I get diagnosed with something, you know, then we'll work on it from there. But right now I'm sure there's things within my power that I can do to fix my attention span. I have been making some changes for the past months actually. I swapped a lot of my video game usage to books. I have been reading quite a lot for the past 6 months especially. So right now I'm reading The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, which is a book that a lot of older generations read in school. I did not read this book in school, but still I wanted to read it because I knew it was like a classic, a staple, so I wanted to have the information of what this is about. I used to occupy a lot of my free time playing video games, especially League of Legends, which don't even get me started. I would have a day off, a day where I would decide, today I don't need to do any work. It's a day off for me. I've been editing all week, I've been recording all week, let's have a day off for today. And what would I do? I would sit on my damn booty in my chair playing League of Legends for literally 10 hours straight. That is so unhealthy. I don't even want to get started on how bad that is for you. And I don't have any problems with playing video games since it's something that I play myself still. But I had to apply some rules because Sorry. Because I was noticing that I was not even enjoying it. I was playing hours and hours upon hours of video games, and I would leave my chair feeling like my soul was absolutely drained. And I just had to think to myself one day, what is the point of playing video games, which is entertainment, it is supposed to be fun, if I am feeling drained by this? I'm not having any fun. Still, I'm addicted to the dopamine and I cannot stop it. So this is something that I have to fix right now. This is not good, you know? So I put a limit to myself. I can play a maximum of 3 games per day, maximum, absolute maximum. And then if I have free time for other forms of entertainment, I will journal, I will read, I will play instruments, or I will practice my Rubik's Cube speeds, which have been improving ever since I have been putting more time on it. I was just noticing how addicted I was to dopamine, and I feel like this is something that you as well may feel. I don't know if, for example, you're watching this, or rather listening to me while scrolling on your phone on TikTok or on Instagram Reels, or even maybe you have 2 tabs open on your phone. On top it's the YouTube, on the bottom it's some sort of other app of entertainment. And I did this a lot as well. I would watch a TV series and I would scroll on TikTok, and it's like I'm not doing any of these 2 things mindfully. I'm just basically wasting my time because I'm not retaining any of this information. I'm just draining myself, you know? So something I did to fix my problem with watching series and scrolling is that I now mainly watch Japanese or Korean TV series. Because I don't understand the language, I cannot give myself the luxury of scrolling on some other app. I need to be paying full attention to the visuals and to the subtitles to understand what is going on. So I no longer scroll on other sorts of media while I'm watching a series, which may seem like something that is like, oh wow, big deal, you can just watch one sort of entertainment at a time. But yeah, I was addicted to multitasking and just engaging in multiple forms of entertainment at the same time. Another thing that I've been implementing is, as soon as I wake up, I do not check my phone until I do all of the morning tasks, like washing my face, brushing my teeth, preparing a cup of water to drink, start on my breakfast, you know. Because I have been realizing that when you get such a high dopamine hit right in the morning from checking your phone as soon as you wake up, you feel drained and you don't feel like you want to do anything else because you already had such a spike of dopamine that you don't want to get started on any other tasks because you already feel like, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's like I feel drained if I wake up and I immediately look at my phone. And I took a long time to realize this. I feel like I only really realized it when this summer, some days, I was like, let me try to leave my phone on another room and don't check it when I wake up and see if it makes any difference, because I saw all of these videos and articles about how it makes a big difference to not check your phone as soon as you wake up, and I was not buying it. I was like, oh, what is the difference? It doesn't really matter. But then I actually tried it for myself and I noticed the difference. But then someday I lost myself and I kept my phone next to me, and before I could even realize it, I was waking up and checking my phone again and feeling drained as soon as I wake up, which is, when you wake up, you should feel the most restored and ready to tackle new tasks, you know? You should not wake up and immediately feel drained and not have any energy to continue on. This is just the start. You cannot feel tired right now, you know? That's what I would think to myself. Also, I feel like this shift with the tasks that we have nowadays has happened so quickly because for 300,000 years we have been developing our brain as hunter-gatherers, you know. Of course, some point there we discovered agriculture, and so we became more, well, the opposite of nomad, which I don't know how to say that in English, but in Portuguese would be sedentário, so like sedentary. I don't know, I'm trying to translate it directly. But you know, it happened so quickly, from becoming farmers and waking up with the sunrise, going to sleep with the sunset. All of a sudden, in a span of what, 200, 300 years, we can have all sorts of different schedules. We have lights. We don't need to go to sleep with the sunset because we have electricity at home, and we have all of these screens and all of this information that is being fed to us at all times of the day, which we didn't have 200 years ago. We didn't have this 100 years ago. We didn't have this. So it was a very, very quick shift that our brain just cannot adapt to so quickly, you know. And I'm just really tired of constantly feeling so overstimulated and so drained. And the thing is that I know that I have free will and I have willpower over my own choices. I don't need to check my phone so much. I don't need to scroll on TikTok. I don't need to do any of these things, but still my brain is constantly chasing over the dopamine hits. And so I do these things, but ultimately they just make me feel drained. Although in that second, in that dopamine hit, it may feel really nice, but it wears out so quickly and it's not rewarding in the long term whatsoever. And so I just started realizing that I had to change my ways, otherwise I would just become a zombie, which it's just so difficult, I feel, for me at least, to detach from all of these things, all of this information. I want to be up to date. I want to know what there is out there for me to learn, but this is out there. I can be here and feel the breeze and do some breath work and read my book, which provides dopamine, but it's a more long-lasting, prolonged form of it. And I feel like even with books, things are changing really fast as well. I don't know if you know this, if you are into books, but a lot of books these days are being written with a lot of smut, which is basically like sexually explicit content, so like sex scenes in books to keep people engaged. And a lot of people even say that they can no longer read books that don't have the smut because they feel like they are not getting any reward from reading the book. A simple story is no longer enough. People need to be stimulated even when reading books, you know? I've just really been trying to change my ways and become more natural, I think. Go back to my natural instincts. What is it that I, as a human, need? I wake up and I need some water and I need some food and I need to breathe properly and I need to be in a safe environment. I need good sleep, but I don't need much more than that. As a human, you need food, water, and shelter, you know? This is what we have needed ever since we existed as a human species. And so you do not need the constant hits of dopamine. You do not need to scroll to feel rewarded. You do not need notifications to feel like you are worth something. You don't need any of this. You just need to be. You just need to exist here and appreciate what there is to appreciate, which is so much. But I feel like we can get so consumed in all of the media being provided to us and fed to us that we forget to appreciate what we have appreciated for so many thousands of years. I've just really been trying to understand what is it that my body is needing right now. And honestly, if you try to listen to yourself, it's not much. You can just sit outside and look at what's happening in the outside world and you'll probably feel entertained and content if you practice and if you program yourself to feel this way. The good thing about the brain is that we have, you know, neuroplasticity. Our brain can change with experience, and if you have gotten to a point where you constantly feel like you need to be rewarded by social media, the good news is that you can also practice to get to a point where you no longer need that. And I guess that's what I've been trying to do these days more. So yeah, this was my little chat for today. I'm going to go have some dinner now that I'm going to make. I still don't really know what it's going to be, but something delicious for sure. And I hope you have enjoyed watching for a little bit. I hope it entertained you. I hope it made you feel relaxed or comfortable, and I will be back very soon for you guys, and have a great rest of your day, alright? Bye!